My peoples, it's Papa Ziti here. Good morning. It's Thursday here, and we got a little team deathmatch for you on the map Arcaden. I don't know what. Ooh, hello, ladies. Wow, so much cleavage. Yum. I think I might just stay up here for a little bit. I do stay up here for a little bit. This game a little bit longer than what I normally post, but there's been something. Wow, I just can't get over those boobs. There's been something that's on my mind, and some stories have come out in the last couple days that have kind of just now I'm like, you know what? I need to get this off my chest. I need to talk about it, and I'm going to share my thoughts and my opinions with you guys. And oh, hello, God. And please leave a comment. Let me know what you think, because this is important to me as a United States citizen. So what we're going to talk about today, it's a little deep. Are you guys ready? You got your scuba gear? We're going to the bottom of the ocean. Not really, but for me anyway, because I'm about as shallow as a puddle sometimes. The Occupy movement. Okay, if you're not familiar, Occupy Wall Street was the first one, and it's since kind of spread all around the world. We've got Occupy DC. I've actually been down there and hung out with some of the protesters just to kind of get a feel for, you know, what it was that they're doing and what they're looking for. And I'm fascinated by as an American citizen, the rights that we have to express ourselves, and the rights that we have to protest and to gather and to assemble, and all those things that I think some of us really take for granted at times, especially when you look at these first couple stories I'm going to talk about. All right, so the first one, this was from yesterday. An Australian man, okay, goes on the pilgrimage. He goes on a pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. All right, is overheard during prayers saying something. All of a sudden, now he's arrested, and he's facing 500 lashes to the back, plus a year in jail. We'll just stick that year in jail on just to, I don't know, rub it in, I guess. Really? Okay? Then today, an American who is of Thailand, descent, lived here for 30 years. He's back in Thailand for just a few years. I'm going to put links to all these stories in the description. Back in Thailand, and on his blog, he posts a link to an unauthorized biography of the Thailand's king. And boom, all of a sudden, he's getting 2.5 years for insulting the Thai monarchy. For posting a link in a blog. Are you shitting me? No, I'm not shitting you. That's what happens in these countries, okay? And when I see these stories, and then when I hear these people protesting that their civil liberties are being stomped on when they step out of line and get arrested, maybe catch some, pepper spray to the grill, and they're like, boo, civil liberties are getting stomped on. Go live in Thailand. Hello, ladies. I'm back. Haha. Go live in Thailand for a month. Go live in Saudi Arabia for a month. And just do what you've been doing here at the Occupy stuff. And see what that gets you there. And then come talk to me. Then come talk to me about how bad our country is, okay? And I'm not saying our country is without issues. We have a lot of issues. There is corporate greed, and, they're in bed with government, and that shit just does not fare well for, the rest of us. But unfortunately, that's how it is. Is it going to change? I'd like to think so, but if I can quote somebody much wiser than me, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that's just what it is. And it's a machine, and it's going to just keep on keeping on. And the fact that we can go out and protest about it, I think, is one of our greatest rights, and it's not even a privilege, it's our right. We have the right to do that. We have the right to assemble. We have the right to protest. And that is amazing. I'm not 100% on how it is in some of the other more developed countries around the world. England, I think, is pretty in line with with what the U.S. does as far as those rights. But, you know, quit your bitching. Quit your bitching. The Occupy DC guys, all right, they were given all kinds of leeway to do what they want. There was a nice back and forth between the police and the Occupy protesters, and it was generally a pretty good. Oh, this is horrible. Bink. Ugh. There was a pretty good back and forth, and you know they were allowed to do what they wanted to do. And then all of a sudden they decided to construct this like fucking wood house or a frame of a house, and then guess what? You guys get arrested for that. And they're like, why did we get arrested? Well, you try to build a fucking house in a public place. Are you kidding me? You're going to get arrested for that. You know, think about it. All right, so two terrible stories about, you know, what can happen in some of these other countries when you, you know, speak your mind. So here's a good story. Something that has come out of the protest, and this is just I read today. A woman, Tracy Postard, I believe is how you say her name, was protesting down on Wall Street, was fully committed, and had been down there since about the beginning of the protests. And, you know, while she would be protesting, there would be people that would come by, excuse me, and say stuff to her like, oh, get a job, you know, dirty hippie, and whatever. she really felt she had no way, excuse me, of kind of coming back from that and saying, well, you know, no, I've been employed, I've been underemployed, I'm unemployed, and I'm fed up and I'm upset, and I don't know what to do, so I'm here expressing myself. But she didn't have a real succinct way to say that. So what did she do? What did Tracy do? She switched up her protest sign from, you know, whatever it was to job wanted. And that's the sign that she held up. And lo and behold, within a few days of switching her sign up, she was approached by somebody. They chatted for a little bit, exchanged emails. She got an email from this guy, you know, like within a day or two. She responded immediately, went in for an interview, and guess what she's doing now? She's working for John Thomas Financial. She was part of the 99%ers, and now she's working for John Thomas Financial. Turns out she's a biotech doctorate. That takes a lot of schooling and a lot of hard work to be a doctorate pretty much in anything, but a biotech doctorate is particularly tough. And so what now she's doing, she researches biotech companies on Wall Street, up and coming biotech companies. She looks at them and she got a job. So, you know, I think that story kind of goes to the people who are like, hippie, dirty hippies who just don't want to work. Are there those down there? Yeah, I'm sure there are a fair number of protesters who just, you know, think like, hey, I'm part of a movement. I don't have a job. I don't want a job. I'm just going to protest. That'll be my job. But then there are also the ones that are highly educated that want to work that are just frustrated. To the true dirty hippies, take a look at this woman and what she did, and all she did was change her protest sign up, and now she's got a great job. And she still says, you know, if there's something else that comes around that I feel like I need to protest, I'll go out and protest. You know why? Because that's her right. Because we don't live in Saudi Arabia. We don't have rules like Thailand does. All right? So next time, you know, you hear somebody or you yourself are thinking, oh, you authoritative, you know, blah, 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 blah. Tell them to go live in Saudi Arabia for a month and try those shenanigans. All right? Guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. I know this was maybe a little bit tough and a little bit different from what I'm used to, but I just had to get it off my chest. Gameplay was kind of decent. I took a couple dumb deaths, but I think I ended up going something like 33-5. Let's see, 33-5. Is that right? Yeah, 33-5. No assists. Oh, selfish. Guys, this is Papa Ziti saying thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Peace.